Hello everyone, welcome back to more Genshin Impact. I have not been on long because I had a long break and moving back to work sucked.
Deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation.
There's a guy right there.
Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
I believe I can fly. Poor Farina. Aww.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all.
Number 2 girl, who's your number 1 girl?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Aw, Farina. As I'm just there.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out.
No.
I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Me, the guy you don't like.
It's just us.
She doesn't like us. Navi, that's fair.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Aw, poor Farina.
You were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
Paimon, you're not supposed to call people out on that.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to
She's really good at masking. I'll give her credit. When she puts her mask on, it is...
uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts.
When she puts her mask on, it is like impossible to understand what she's talking about.
Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Maréchal Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too.
Well, it's not like she has split personality. She's just a really good actor who at this point has acted for 500 years. She's a really talented actor. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you? That's what 500 years of acting experience do for you. She's a drama kid with 500 years of experience. She can play any role. It's just this role sucks.
Of course not.
Hey, there she is. The Hydro Archon's over there.
Hey, I will kill you all. Do not mess with...
Quick, after her.
I will kill you.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
But you can't fight, can you? You don't actually have any powers, do you?
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
This is so funny because after meeting the Raiden Shogun, this is such a dramatic difference in Archon. Like, I know Farina doesn't actually have any powers, but could you imagine if the people of Inazuma tried to run up to the Raiden Shogun like that? They would all be dead within 12 seconds. How do you lose her? She was right there. You three are dumb. You three are the worst angry mob.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
A house.
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
I feel bad we're plotting to betray Farina. I feel really bad. I feel bad like everyone's plotting to betray Farina, like Nouvellette, Clarend, Navia, like everyone she knows is literally plotting to drag her to court and betray her. Wow, this is a terrible building.
Paimon's exhausted.
You don't run!
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You're right.
Farina.
That's a good girl.
What the hell?
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Yeah. A quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
Oh, you got her weapon today? Nice, congrats. Her weapon's really nice. I like the way it
Can't be.
looks.
It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Novelette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Poor Farina.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me.
Damn, all over to that.
I tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
You still haven't given up, though.
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase.
Aww.
It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
No, yeah, Farina's like one of the most tragic characters in like all of Genshin. I could not imagine having your life suck for centuries, but keep trying. Like, 500 years of your life sucking is such a long time.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times. Especially after we almost lost Poisson.
Poisson.
Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it?
Yeah.
It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives.
Yeah.
But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late.
Poor Farina.
Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
Poor Farina. I feel worse now that I'm planning to betray you, that you told me this.
That's enough for
Oh,
now.
mask is back on.
I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all.
Oh, mask is back on.
Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
She had a slip up for like 12 seconds and now it's back.
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Because she was. Farina, please trust me. Otherwise, Nouvelette's gonna drag you to court.
Share my burden.
Farina, I
That's
really don't want to betray you.
impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Ah, yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes.
I'm the fourth
In
descender.
other
Wait,
words,
fifth descender.
You never belonged here.
Which descender am I? My
And
fourth or
if
fifth?
That is
Eh,
in
whatever.
its entirety a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you?
Yeah.
If that's the case,
What idea did I give you? Uh-oh. can't. What the hell? Oh, this is the betrayal. Oh no, this is the worst way we could have betrayed her. She was gonna do it on her own, I think. Oh, this makes it so much
Ladies and
worse.
gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance.
Oh, I need to process. Lenny, you shut up for a sec. I need to process that. That's so much worse. She was just being chased by her own people and crying, and then she was about to actually trust one person for the first time in 500 years, and we fucking betrayed her right then and there? Oh my god, how does Farina ever hang out in our party? Like, Farina's dialogue when you get her friendship up to level 10 like I do, she sounds so happy to be around you, and I don't know how. How could she ever forgive us for this? Holy shit. Also, how did Letty move that giant-ass metal box? He really is a good magician. How the fuck? Maybe Nouvelette carried. I guess Nouvelette's a giant dragon. Maybe he just carried it. Nouvelette is very powerful. He knocked out Child in one punch. He is very strong. I can't believe we just did that to her. This is... Well, now she's never gonna tell anybody anything. No wonder she has fucking trust issues.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
Oh my god.
So, this is what it is.
Oh, now
Yes,
she's so upset.
You deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
She's so hurt.
Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor.
Oh my god,
through
Clorette
duel.
brought a sword against her? Wow, her own friend is...
Withdraw your blade against a god?
Wow, her own bodyguard is pointing a saber at her.
I see. It seems like you
Oh
have
my
made up your mind.
God. Everyone's just...
I can't believe it. She just surrendered.
Wow, everyone betrayed her at once in like the worst way possible.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Yeah, if this was the Raiden Shogun, it would be a very different situation.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
Did you want her to kill Clorette?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Oh, jeez.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial.
Oh, I see
for my
Charlotte in the
crimes.
crowd. I see Charlotte.
You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you.
Aww.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes.
Wow, even when she just got betrayed by everyone, she, like, fucking knows. She still wants to protect everybody. That's... I feel so bad for her. She's actually such a nice person, and everyone just fucking betrayed her.
Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes?
Well, she is really good at this, so of course she took over.
Super dramatic. She is taking this seriously.
She knows how to work a crowd.
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Don't make me do it. Why do I gotta do it? I'm not even from this country. Why can't Navia do it? Why do I gotta do it? I don't like this plan.
Is that so?
Oh, the hurt in her
Very
voice.
well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
The raw anger in her voice of just, is that so? Like, she trusted me for 12 seconds, and I immediately stabbed her in the back. Yeah, because we opened the box! Maybe you didn't betray her! As long as we can defeat freedom of court. Or we could have just talked to her with words for more than 12 seconds. We only really tried to talk to her once. I know she was kind of, like, she ran away from Nouvellette when he tried to talk to her, but we could have
Please allow me
tried.
to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
So much.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
We did a lot of work to betray you, if that makes you feel better. I don't know if that'll make you feel better or worse,
assigned to
but...
the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience
What is
members
Navia
for
doing?
the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas.
Okay, but
It's
how?
cargo, of course.
How? Because the other box, there was a tunnel underground, and you had to personally get out of the box and walk. So how?
Was an Archon instead of a human.
How?
My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
How?
You're welcome?
I like that she's
Of course,
confused.
this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The
Ah,
House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
of course, the
We
knave
had
did
to
it.
select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
I'm sorry, Farina. This isn't much of an apology, but I'm sorry.
Then, I can guess Nervillette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all
She's
of
so
Fontana
hurt
would
that Clorand
accept
betrayed
a
her.
duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, I cannot imagine how upset and, like, full of sorrow Farina is. Because, like, having everyone in... Like, because it's not like she's like, she told Nouvellette that she was working on it, and she had a handle on it, and that she was still working on it. So, like, having these people that you care about in your life, especially Nouvellette, who she's known for literally 500 years, like, telling them that you're working on something, that you have a handle on it, and them trusting you so little that they trick you into a trap like this and bring you to court of everyone you know would be so devastating. Like, I could not imagine how heartbroken I would be if everyone I cared about trusted me that little, that if I had to keep something secret and I told them, hey, I've got this, I'm working on it, you have to just trust me, I have a plan, and they just did this. Like, I understand that people have died, and that the stakes are really high, and that they know Farina's keeping secrets, but Farina told them she was keeping secrets for a reason. So, like, it's so heartbreaking that she told them that she was working on it and had secrets for a reason, and they just did this to her.
Oh?
Just to give you one last chance. We didn't give her much of a last chance!
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance.
She sounds even sadder now.
It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Judge the Hydro Archon. We have to judge the god of justice herself.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Oh no, what did Charlotte find?
Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
Sure!
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Sure, I'm terrible at these court
You
segments.
defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence.
I love Charlotte.
This is the first time Monsieur Neuvillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out. A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
Okay, I don't understand the people of Tevat's opinion. She just called the knave an extraordinary person, but everybody was ready to kill Lenny and Lynette the second they found out they were Fatui. Do people like the Fatui or hate the Fatui? Because how is she extraordinary if she's one of the Harbingers? Shouldn't everyone want her head on a pike? Like, I don't get the world of Tevat's opinion on the Fatui. Because, like, when we first met the Fatui in Mondstadt, Jean said that she couldn't just kill them because they were political, like, people coming to talk from Snezhnaya, and they didn't have solid evidence they had done anything wrong yet, so they couldn't do anything. And, like, I just don't get the opinion of the Fatui, because it seems like everyone hates Child. Everyone hates Lenny and Lynette, even though Lenny and Lynette haven't done anything, really, just because they're Fatui. But the knave is liked for some reason? Why is the knave liked when she literally looks like the devil? Like, her eyes are red X's and she has talons for hands. Why isn't she hated? I don't get it. I don't understand the Fatui.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think.
How did she find out what happened in the Fortress of Meripede? Who told Charlotte? Did we tell Charlotte? Because I feel like that's something we should not have told her. Also, we weren't there. Well, I mean, Risley told us later, but we weren't even there to watch Neuvillette stop the ocean.
According to Monsieur Neuvillette,
Well,
both child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time.
well.
I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers.
Is Navia friends with everybody in Fontaine?
The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
I told Charlotte about this too. Well, hell there. Well, hello there, General Kenobi. All right, Farina, I don't want to
Prosecution and the
fight.
defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Farina, for the record, I don't want to do this.
Come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
That is fair. What are we charging Farina with? Because, like, is it really a crime for an Archon not to stop a natural disaster? Like, if there was an earthquake and Zhongli didn't stabilize the tectonic plates and people in Liyue died, would we hold Zhongli responsible? Like, is that really a crime? She didn't know that it was gonna happen that day.
Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my
Oh,
charge
I'm
here is
talking.
unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh, I'm speaking.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Okay. I already got spoiled because of TikTok and stuff, because of, like, what's the deal with Farina. But how does everyone believe me, who's not even from this country, saying that randomly when Farina is over 500 years old? Like, I feel like Farina being 500 years old alone shows that she's a deity. Because, like, how many other things... I know there's some, like, magic users, like Mona's master. Like, Mona said that her master was a couple hundred years old and stuff like that, but Mona also calls her an old hag. So I assume she still shows signs that she's aging. It's just a lot slower because she's magical. So, like, the only beings that we've seen that are, like, as old as Farina are the Adeptus, like Cloud Retainer. So, how does everyone believe me? I'm a random nobody. Well, I guess I'm not a nobody. I guess I have fought dragons and shit. But, like, I'm just a dude.
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
No!
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as
Farina de Fontaine,
a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
That was pronounced Regina.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
She's 500 years old.
I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
That's a great question. I don't know either.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
That is a pretty ironclad defense. Maybe you're a bird. I know a lot of cranes who live over that long. Oh, I don't know. Oh, come on. I'm so bad at this court shit. Police process will certainly happen, but you needn't give up hope. Fuck's sake. I hate these, because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. This is the only one that's related. Oh yeah, the curse. The knave said that she was cursed. I remember that. Although, again, what does the word of the Fatui?
You may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Okay, I'd like to point out that in court, that was a private meeting with a Fatui Harbinger who were known criminals. That would be like if I accused the president of not being the president and used a wanted gangster as my witness. Being like, this gangster says that you have a curse that makes you immortal. Like, this should be the most ridiculous thing the people of Fontaine have ever heard.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
Oh, I'm not even gonna say the knave did it. So I'm just saying my sources trust me, bro. I'm not even gonna say it was the knave. My sources trust me, bro.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Okay, well, so Nouvelette can verify it, I guess.
Too, huh?
Well, Nouvelette's a dragon. He probably senses a lot of weird shit.
Lady Farina is actually a human?
I cannot believe anyone's
Well,
believing me.
It is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
I can't believe anyone. You got Blade's Lyco? Nice. I'm glad you got it before the banner left.
Start celebrating too early
Nice,
now.
dude.
Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
Shotgun.
For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the
Tris mécanique dans la liste cardinal. Bam, 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 bam.
Or consider the endemitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Or Tris mécanique dans la liste cardinal. Bam, 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 bam. Ba-da-dum, bam, 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 bam. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, this has got to be it, because Farina didn't know why Child was guilty. You didn't know what Child did wrong.
You tried to.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique dans la liste cardinal.
As confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Someone say Oratrice Mécanique dans la liste cardinal again.
I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must.
Oh, you're fine, I don't
before
care.
all else.
You're fine, I don't
While
care.
you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant.
I should see if that one's on the sound library to have the Oratrice Mécanique dans la liste cardinal. I should look at that
If
later.
you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
Oh, Nouvelette.
I never thought you'd use that kind
Aw.
of rhetoric against me.
She's so
That
sad
was no
Nouvelette
trick of
betrayed her.
rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
Nouvelette's betraying her too.
So, you neither knew why Child child was declared guilty,
Aww.
nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice.
That can be done, at least cut it now.
Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why.
Yeah, I'm gonna try for Black Swan.
Guilty verdict that day.
I'm gonna try for her.
But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no
Yeah, I
god
saw we're
at
getting free
all.
Dr. Ratio. That's pretty cool. I probably won't use him too much, but it's still cool.
Excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Honestly, my team in Star Rail is pretty perfect right now, so I don't necessarily need anyone else, but I still want Black Swan because she's pretty. Give us a brief demonstration of your powers. Yeah, show me your power!
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
I don't really care about Sparkle. I'm not going to have enough for both of them, so I'm picking Black Swan because I don't really care about Sparkle.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
The power levels of this world also confuses me, because, like, what would the power of an Archon be that she could demonstrate that a human with a vision couldn't? Because, like, the Raiden Shogun never necessarily did anything that was that crazy. She's just really good with her weapons. I mean, in lore, she, like, cut a mountain in half, and Venti also, like, flattened mountains with wind. And Zhongli threw mountains. But, like, we've seen people like Ningguang, who Ningguang's a 4-star, and Ningguang, like, made giant rocks rain from the sky. So I don't know what the difference between a person with a vision and an Archon is. Except for, like, an Archon I think could destroy a whole city if they tried. So I don't know what she could demonstrate that would prove she's a Hydro Archon without killing everyone.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon?
She just pulls out a squirt gun.
Is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Why is Paimon being so mean to her?
It's all because of Indemnitium. All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever
Okay,
seen
she's smart.
a more magnanimous god?
I gotta give Farina props for being smart.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
Seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Oh, shit. We're almost done. The Oratrice is almost charged up. I don't like that.
Now, everyone, please don't stare at me as if I was a liar.
I don't like doing this!
The same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me?
Aw.
Please? You've got to believe me.
I'm gonna cry at
If what
this
the
fucking
prosecutor
quest.
said is true. She really has committed a grave offense.
I'm gonna fucking
Did
cry.
she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Oh my god.
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
Oh god.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
That's so sad.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Would you? Oh my god. I feel so bad that she went to look at all the people who are supposed to be her people and, like, begging for help and no one cares. I feel so sad. Love against enemies, Health of the Hearth revealed. Turns out Fontanians can dissolve the waters of the Primordial Sea over 100 years. I don't see how that would help unless I'm saying I kill her with the Primordial Waters. If she... That'd be like a witch hunt. If I'm like, hey, if she's human and we dunk her in the water, she'll die. That'd be like a witch hunt way of like tying rock. Entrance to Primordial Sea is sealed, but for zone for Smear P. Primordial Sea is nearly broken out. Maybe that? Navi fell in the water. Only protection of the dead members of this community, Ursula. Maybe Nouvellette? Maybe?
That doesn't sound right. Paimon doesn't think this clue can be used as compelling evidence to build our case.
Well, neither are any of them! Evidence that she's human? Which of these prove that she's human? Navi falling in the seawater doesn't have anything to do with anything. I don't understand what either of these two have to do with anything either. I'm gonna go with this Primordial Seawater one, I guess. Although I don't get...
It's been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the Primordial Sea.
Wait, are we really gonna offer to kill Farina?
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Are we really gonna kill her?
Please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
I love how Nouvellette's such a tight ass.
Mr. Chief Justice, I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn.
Navi has spoke out of turn in every court case. I mean, I also brute force my way through like the court cases because I'm dumb, but I at least try to be smart.
Now, I've brought some seawater.
I just didn't think we'd actually offer to kill Farina to prove she's a god.
Struck the area not long ago, taking many lives.
Are we actually good? I didn't think we'd actually offer to kill Farina.
Some of my closest friends.
I thought that'd be a little cruel.
So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse.
That's fucked up. That's such a fucked up thing to do.
That after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina.
We're gonna hold a gun to her head.
The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
This is so fucked up. We're holding a fucking gun to her head.
If indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
This is so fucked up. Oh, is she gonna do it? Oh, Farina. It makes it worse because we know she's terrified to die. Because, like, when the Knave attacked her, the Knave said that Farina spent the entire night just sobbing in terror. Like, the whole night. We know that she's afraid to die.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Okay, I do like that. I do like that at least Nouvellette is like, you can't put a gun to someone's head in court and use it as evidence, but it wouldn't change people. It would change people's opinion, and the Oratrice uses people's opinion. So she's kind of fucked, but at least the court is like, you can't ask someone to kill themselves.
But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
Yeah, she's fucked.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... That's not what we thought she would...
Oh, Farina.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
You guys can't backtrack now. You already betrayed her. Now you're all like, oh, wait, maybe Farina actually will kill herself. We don't want you to actually do that. You guys are all assholes.
Hey!
Aw, poor Farina. So her curse...
I'm fine! Look! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewing? If you are present, Miss Siegewing, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Why is Siegewing here? Why is Siegewing here?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds.
Is Risley here?
Let me see. That should be enough.
What enough?
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewing.
What happened?
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, fuck.
What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human.
Oh,
After
no.
all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness.
Oh my god.
It's a great thing.
So
that
Farina actually was prepared to kill herself.
Farina could have...
So Farina actually would have died.
I can't believe you... Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing.
Oh,
Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water? Please, everyone, anyone,
Farina.
just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
Crap. No, I'm gonna fucking cry at this quest. I don't want to. Everyone's betrayed her. She's completely alone.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I love his stupid cane.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway her. She's too stacked against her now.
Ah, she's
In
disassociating.
my capacity as Chief Justice,
She's disassociating
I shall
real
render
hard now.
judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is
Oh, man.
guilty. We shall now turn to the
Trice
Oratrice
Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal
to render the final verdict on the charges.
Oh my god, it's not even remotely in her favor. Oh, I don't want to cry. You can't break me! Say Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal again so I laugh at the stupid name.
According to the judgment of the
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Farina is...
No, I refuse. You can't break me that easily.
What's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
No, I won't break.
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
It's almost like betraying your friend has consequences.
Sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
Because you're all assholes and didn't consider that this would have fucking consequences. There were other ways to show her that this was serious, and she also told you she was taking it seriously. You just didn't believe her. You chose the nuclear option to show her it was serious? She was clearly taking it serious when we found her in Poisson crying. And you all knew that she was gonna go to Poisson crying. So she was clearly taking it seriously, you just didn't think that she was taking it seriously enough. But you didn't fucking think there'd be consequences to your actions?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Instead of Farina, the Oratrice are a judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Farina's just giving up. She's just disassociating. She's just giving up.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Hey, Fremine. I didn't expect you to show up. What's up, man? I'm trying really hard not to cry.
The trial's still going?
Technically.
Fremine, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinal. What the hell?
That the first prophecy slate?
How did he get that? Fremine's crazy.
So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water.
How the fuck did you find it?
But has the trial already concluded? Then, doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
It's not too late for you to shine, man.
Thank you for
I'm
your
curious
hard work,
how you
Mr.
dragged
Fremine.
that back up from underwater,
Please allow
though.
me to review the record left on the slate.
The judgment of the Oratrice
Traveler,
mécanique.
believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Do the people here even know what the slates are? Like the normal civilians, do they even know what the slates are?
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
Previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the oceanids into human beings.
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
We really haven't proved shit. The Oratrice called her the Hydro
Say
Archon.
Hydro Archon. Do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates.
Sure.
However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
No more or no less than everything else in this game.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Okay, my memory's not that bad. Check the script sheet to save for information. Oh, I hate doing these. Why do I have to? The court's over! Why am I doing these? God damn it, the trial's over!
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Oh, this will help me not cry, though, because now they're gonna make me frustrated, because I don't like these game modes.
Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
Well, Navia literally saw Malus and Silver as Oceanids,
The
so...
second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Because Celestia's a bunch of dicks.
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Wait, what?
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
Shouldn't these slates prove that Farina's the Archon, because the Archon in the slates that were, like, written down hundreds of years ago looks exactly like Farina?
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
The real events related to the prophecy. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Well, this one, now you fell in the only protection of the dead members, because that one shows that people turn to Oceanids, right?
That doesn't sound quite.
What do you mean? Fuck you! That one? I'm gonna kill myself. Hydro Archon, guilty, punished by the death sentence. That doesn't seem right to... That would be the original sin one. Entrance Primordial Sea, Nouvelette's power. I'm gonna kill myself.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in...
That's what it wanted?
primordial
Okay,
seawater.
whatever. I
And
thought
the
we were trying to
first
prove they were
stone slate
Oceanids.
tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids.
I thought we were
into
trying to prove they were
humans.
Oceanids, and I
This
figured
might
that
be the
Navia
reason
seeing
that
Oceanids that were her
can
dead
dissolve.
friends would be pretty fucking concrete evidence. Alright, so this one should be Farina. Yep, there we go.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, has recorded on the stone slates.
Still hate him, that's fair. Oh, and then this one's gonna be Navia, because that's that's what they meant, but we've seen it before of somebody surrounded by water and other people. That's what it meant. I
It's not
understand
as
now.
simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
And then this one's a prophecy slate where it shows Farina crying on her throne. Which, I guess, N? Fuck you. Nouvelette, then. Okay.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
There we go. That first one confused me, but the rest of them I kind of understood.
Primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an Oceanid.
We've seen that happen a lot.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins.
We just did this. Why am I hearing it again?
She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what.
We just talked about this.
The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
The judgment of the oratory Smuckanik Donalis Cardinal.
Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Don't make me go over this again.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
Well, you're a cat girl. You were never a true human.
Not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
Yeah, and you all turned on her.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, you're all traitors. She literally created you and you all turned on her. Well, I guess that was the previous Hydro Archon, but I'm still counting it. You're all still assholes.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
I like how Farina is so sad, she's just disassociating. She's just sitting on her chair, not moving, and just in her own head. She's just completely checked out of reality.
Well, did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
Wow. Wild.
Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. But if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
Well, too late for that, Jagoff!
It might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
I love that guy who's just deciding he's like, I don't want to hear that.
The third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
I love that one guy. That one guy's a mood. He just straight up said, I'm gonna choose I didn't hear that. I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. He's just gonna live his life with his own narrative. I respect it.
A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
Oh, I hate our
You may
term.
also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore,
change your fate.
the meaning of the third slate is
justice or a
that
trial?
the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Exclamation point!
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
Frida's just...
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
It's almost like betraying someone is always the wrong thing to do. It's almost like betraying someone is literally always not cool.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Probably in like 10 minutes.
I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
I mean, yeah, explosions.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I have. Nouvelette, I'm real stupid, man. You need to tell me. I'm real dumb. Nouvelette, I'm not bright. I'm good at fighting dragons. I'm not good at... Ah, fuck. Not again!
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
God damn it, stop making me do this, Nouvelette! What is the true source of the catastrophe? I don't fucking know! What do you mean, the narwhal did it! Wait, that's actually right. I was kidding.
And reality.
I was kidding. I was joking that the narwhal did it. I was fucking around. I was kidding.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
I knew it. Narwhals are evil.
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
So we have to go whale hunting. Get the harpoons ready. We're going whale hunting. Where's my harpoon? So if I just shoot the whale in the head, it fixes everything, right? Because I kill the whale like every week to make Farina stronger. So like I'm used to killing the whale. Oh, hey, the whale's mad. I guess the whale sensed that I figured out that I attacked it. Man, the whale has impeccable dramatic time. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, the whale really... I was kidding. I didn't think it would actually be the whale. I was kidding. Man, the whale has incredible dramatic timing. Damn, Nuvalet's fucking badass. Space whale! Why does it look bigger in its boss fight? It looks so small right now. Whale! No, it's gonna eat the peoples! Hey, child! You asshole! There you are. There's my lovable prick. Oh yeah, he has to use Electro because I still have his vision. Hey, child, you want your vision back? I'm sorry, man. I've been trying to find you. Do you want your vision back? I've been trying real hard to find you, man. Oh, I didn't get... Oh, it's not dead. Okay. Whale! Oh, it's diving again. Oh, he's not looking so good. He's literally burning. Child, I think you should stop using your delusion. I think it's not good for your body. Did he just do the thumbs down like it's Terminator? Child, no! He's an idiot, but he's my idiot. I had to go get Child.
That was way too close. How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
Are we just gonna talk about it and not go help Child?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here.
Because it's a dick?
That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
Weeping?
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels.
How does that make sense?
And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
But if it's eating the sea, shouldn't the sea shrink?
When the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Oh, it's gonna eat everyone.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
Are we just gonna let
That
Child
is
die?
correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
Yeah, so shouldn't we go
And the way
help
he
him?
looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Yeah, so shouldn't I go help him? Are we just gonna let Child die?
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
Like, I gotta admit, mainly it's because, I think it's because I like Child. I mean, Child's really far from being my favorite character in the game. I like Child. I think it's because in video games, I'm a fellow battle junkie. Because, like, there's nothing I love more than, like, an arena battle in a video game. Or, like, anything like that. Because I hate puzzles. I want to just be put in front of the enemy. And to be like, this is your skill level, that's the enemy's skill level, fight about it. So I can respect him as a fellow battle junkie.
It is too late.
What do you mean it's too
It
late?
had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
I could probably kill it.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
I can kill it.
That's not something I will accept.
That's my girl.
We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Navi always gets in
Indeed.
Nuvalet's face.
That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end.
Clarette! I will fist fight the whale.
Will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
I love Chlorine immediately. I will punch the whale.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
That's Anne, right? There is no whale in the prophecy. If you could change your fate, would ya? But what if this is all about fate? No, fate.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
I keep telling this game, Fate is a different series. I like Fate. It's a totally different gacha game, though.
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
No, Fate's I don't think Fate will serve as my guide unless I can summon Artoria. I need to play my part. Can my part be to fight the whale? Do I get to pick my part? Because I want to fight the whale. I would like to fight the whale. Well, yeah, but Farina's disassociating now, so it's a little late to ask her what her secret, because now Farina's disassociating in the corner. I broke Farina's brain by betraying her. The judgment of the Oratrice Mechanique Denalis.
With the Oratrice?
Denalis Cardinal.
It is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Yeah, Farina's still disassociating. She's fine.
No, I still need answers.
Not because she's a person. Fuck her. I need answers. Not because she's a person. Poor Farina. Oh. Farina blasts me with a tear attack. Oh, the chairs are floating. The judgment of the Oratrice Mechanique Denalis Cardinal. Oh shit, important cutscene. Set my controller down. Hey, Focalor. Where did everyone else go? Did we all just get evaporated?
You.
Where did Navia and everyone else go? Farina?
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It would be a good skin.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success.
Yeah, no, it'd be a great skin.
But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Why does she talk like a meme lord?
Why did you deceive us?
Why does she talk like a meme lord?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be
Is this the
flooded.
same voice actress?
One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised,
Her nails are painted,
it was
Farina's
a
aren't.
rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized There was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor.
That's why Farina acts like this.
Although,
Focalor actually is a
looking
dork.
back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
Okay, so Farina was an
also
Oceanid.
once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
So if I'm understanding this right, she's kind of like what Yaimiko is to A, where she's her familiar, and then after the Archon died, she had her familiar take over as the next Archon. So she's kind of like Yaimiko.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be.
Aww.
Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course.
Anyway, then I cursed her.
The heavenly principles.
Anyway.
Do you still remember the final?
Why is Focalor talk like a Redditor?
The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne.
Yeah, she's over there weeping.
In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness.
Aww.
Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being.
Yeah, she's in hell.
I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
And you all betrayed her at the end.
Yes, indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years.
This takes self-hatred to a whole new level.
And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Poor Farina. This is why she's already at Friendship 10 in Mike Party, and she's already maxed out. She's the first character I actually ever got to 90, because Noelle sat at 89 because I didn't want to waste any more books. Noelle made it to level 89, and then I didn't waste any more books because I was being greedy, because I was out of resources at the time, and Noelle just hasn't leveled up since then. So Farina was my first character to hit 90. Farina's Inner World? Like a reality marble? Oh, so I got teleported by her tear into her brain? I like how often my character ends up inside of something's imagination. I end up in somebody's imagination all the time. I'm not gonna cry though still. You won't break me. You can't do it. How do I get up there? What? Where are the stairs? There we go. I'm stupid. No, you can't break me. It's fine. I can handle it. You will not break me. You keep getting close, but I won't fall.
Who permitted you to come onto this stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you.
Don't look at me, don't look at me.
There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest.
Just let the
Can you
lights,
not feel
stage
it?
lights go off, please, only for 1 second.
I am Focalor. The eyes of
That way I
countless
can become myself
Fontanians are
again.
upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Even when she's alone. So even when she's alone, because I guess she's afraid the Heavenly Principals will find out if she does even when she's alone. So even if no one's watching her, she still can't be herself. I could not imagine having to not be yourself for so long. I have to go to the bathroom real quick before this continues, because I'm going to freak out. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me 12 seconds.
You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2? Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to be dealing with that the whole time. Okay, I gotta turn these off. Farina!
Dear audience,
What the hell?
performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall
Oh, you know,
resolve it
I
soon.
tried. Whoa! Don't attack me, little prick. Ow, why did I lose energy? Alright, that's it.
Time to shine.
Ow, stop hitting me!
Time to clean up.
Come here, little shit.
I'll catch
Cry
you.
without echo.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching.
A silence without
you know.
end.
Guards? Wait, where are the guards?
They're right here!
Remember,
Help comes first.
Watch out!
So that one's a cry without silence. What's this one gonna be? Oh, I guess there's no third guard. I guess there's only those 2. A ticket? Oh. Do I have to shoot down another light? Show me how you shoot. Okay, I'm sure it's gonna be more dramatic. That would be so funny if Freya just fell over sobbing when it's like, show me how you truly feel, and she just starts sobbing. Oh shit, I'm playing as Farina. Oh shit. Wait, can I see myself in the audience? That's dumb. That would have been cool if they put the Traveler in the audience. That's dumb. Lame. Oh, don't tell me you hated it! What's gonna happen?
Farina.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Why is she talking like a biblical angel?
Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me? What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Oh, wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
She does have a really sweet voice. I love her. No, the voice actress killed Farina.
You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer?
Somewhat. Yeah, only for 500 years.
The prophecy will come true. I'll also die anyway, right? So, if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other,
Aww.
is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
Aww.
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal.
Is this the same voice actress doing Focalor?
Be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
The justice that
Don't
belongs to
worry,
you.
it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god, You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
Well, not everyone.
Trial. Huh. How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
A session speech for Rina. Thank you, I see the chair. Thank you, game.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Especially because, yeah, all the gods are so different. Like, what do you even base the performance of a god off of? They're all so different. The Raiden Shogun is stoic and terrifying. Zhongli is distant and serious. Barbados is fun-loving and carefree while having a, like, weird hidden edge. Like, how do you even make that up?
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it.
Was she too nice?
I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
Ah, that's why she acts so out of pocket.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? This is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Verena. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
Aww.
such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Her personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest. I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
With conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
Turn up the drama.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
That explains why she acts like that when she doesn't want to. That explains it. I was wondering where she got, like, the character for Focalor that she acts like. I was wondering that, because Focalor doesn't seem to act like how Farina acts either, but it's just like a weird mask she's built by being bold and dramatic all the time. Oh, I can run this time.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
Oh, you do the things on Sunday. Yeah, that's the worst part about the game, is that you have to wait till the right day to grind stuff. I hate that. But such is the life of gacha games.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deoteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
Oh, no.
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
Oh, you're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Aw, so she tried to help people while she was in charge. She tried her best to help people. Oh, this is her trying to figure out how to stop the prophecy by herself.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
That's good.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Damn it.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods, after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
Oof.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be safe.
God, this is just the beginning of her Archonship, too.
All right, Farina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
And this was just the start of her performance, too. Eesh. Part 4, Opera House, Farina.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Oof.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
Yeah, she started to get fed up. You can only do that for so long before you start...
detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
Yeah, she... Like, after 500 years, like, how do you even keep track of people anymore? You would see so many people and they would die and you wouldn't even, like, be able to know anymore what was happening. Like, so many people would just come and go through your door and you wouldn't even know. Scene 1, oh my god.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Dioteria, almost 20 generations ago.
Oh, jeez.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer. A descendant of a line most ardent.
Oh yeah, she's been dead for a long time.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina.
It'd be so weird to know someone that you knew was dead for so long.
My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it.
That'd be so weird. Like, she's the several times great-granddaughter of, like, that first lady she met. That'd be so weird to meet the offspring of someone you cared about that's been dead for centuries.
So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined
Oh, poor thing.
that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears.
Oh, poor
I
Farina.
want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
God. Farina and... Oh, God, look at this. Poor thing. Oh, now we're at Prasan.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Yeah, where I was a dick.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone.
Not when I fucking betray
Just
her.
share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Huh. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
And then I stabbed her in the back.
He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price.
Yeah.
No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish.
Even after 500 years, she can still say that to herself is crazy.
What if it's really alright?
Oh.
Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To
find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows. Surely, it could not hurt.
She's so desperate.
If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard.
She was so desperate for anyone to care about her. The one time she went to put herself first, and it was immediately met by betrayal.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Oh, I'm on stage now. I teleported.
Fine.
Yeah, we were kind of dicks in Fontaine, I'll be real. Like, we were dicks to
So
Farina.
even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself.
Literally, in this case.
She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber.
Yeah, now we know it's fossil lore.
It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority has been, had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
It's destroying the concept of the Seven.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
Because the dragons were stronger than the gods. Because Nuvalet said the dragons only had a small part of their power taken, and that small part of their power makes the gods.
Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
It's the most elaborate suicide ever.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Oh, Nuvalet.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Nuvalet, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Oh. I don't know how to process this.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid.
She didn't even do anything.
Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nuvalet. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
for all you've done. From this moment on, please live happily as a human, just as I wished we could.
I, Iudex Nouvellette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Ah, Nouvellette's so cool, though. Hi, Mom. Ah, Nouvellette. I am so upset. I am so sad Focalor died. I hate that a lot. My soul hurts. Hey, Nouvellette, how are you feeling, man?
What just happened? Has the death sentence
No, I
been
refuse to
carried
cry. You will not break me!
Bright light, some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just
Okay,
happened.
Mother.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this.
No, you cannot break
we
me.
must mete out punishment to that beast.
Okay, now I get to fight the monster!
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
No, distract me by fighting the monster.
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the
No, I
power of
refuse
the
to cry.
primordial sea
I will
from
fight the.
creature.
I'm gonna fight the whale.
We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
I read that as executioner at first. I'm an idiot.
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal.
That's a little stupid of a
Come with
name.
me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
We could have picked a little bit cooler of a name. That name is pretty stupid. I mean, I know it literally is a narwhal and it does devour all, but it's a little bit stupid of a name. It's really hard to make me cry. I admit I am teared up a little bit and my chest does hurt. My chest and throat hurt a lot, but it's hard to make me actually cry. Whale!
But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done
Oh,
my
no.
best to separate the power. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source.
Fight me.
Unless we can find a way to attack it from within.
Come here.
I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for it all together.
You can share dragon power with me? I didn't know you could share the dragon's power with me. Can I keep it? Keep it?
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
What is it sorrowful about? Why is it sad? I'm the one who's sad. Fuck the whale. What is it sad about? You don't get to be sad. Come here. This is all your fucking fault. You stupid guppy. That's not Farina. I need Farina.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
Fight me, you stupid guppy. No, come back and fight me. Stop diving into whatever this weird primordial. Well, it was nice while we lasted. God, this music's so good. So why is there a knight inside of the whale? And why does it kind of look like,
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Why does this thing have a knight inside of it? And why does it kind of look like Child's delusion form? It kind of looks like Child, right? Or am I hallucinating that? Is it just a me thing? Yeah, fuck you. I did it. It kind of sounds like the Brachiosaurus from Jurassic Park. Is Nuvolette gonna eat it? Okay. Okay. Did you just catch it in a Pokeball? What? She just yeeted child? Okay. Well, bye, child. Did she just use a Pokeball?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. Should have been my job, but oh well.
Well, you were late. You were very late.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime.
Okay, your master's pet. Tell your first off, whoever your master is that unleashed that thing is a dick. Also, you caught it in a Pokeball.
Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
That power. Who are you exactly?
And can I have a Pokeball?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the
No, her outfit's great, I agree.
Narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
What sort of person would take the Eldevari Narwhal as a pet?
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation.
And to that.
So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Child's master's master.
Is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did.
I don't know anybody.
His name is Sertologi.
That's a name. Sertologi? That sounds like a disease. Her eyes are really cool looking.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
I'm assuming that's one of the Fatui.
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfilnir then? Or Gold Rhine-Daughter?
Ooh!
He has a lot of names.
Rhine-Daughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-Daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person? Hyman didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you.
Is that how you caught it in a
Such
Pokeball?
roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such,
No, she's very pretty.
The Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos.
That's not good.
In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
However... Nuvolette, do
Not to
something!
worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
What did she do? I still don't understand what happened.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne.
That's not good.
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
I like that we broke Farina so badly that she hasn't moved in like an hour. I guess we should have built an arc. Oh wait, Risley did actually build an arc. Never mind, Risley literally built an arc. Where's Risley?
Hey! Help! Over here!
How did Navia get a boat this fast? There's Risley. I was wondering where he is, you son of a bitch. There you are. There's him and his dumb Noah's Ark that he made.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue.
That's my boy. Cryo Daddy. I mean, he is Cryo Daddy. There's the boy.
Hurry!
I would have used buckets to pull people back up, but that works too, I guess. I would have made buckets or ladders, but I guess giant crab claws works too. Oh. Fremine, you are brave. Fremine's a brave motherfucker.
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Woo! Look, a bird!
Are you alright?
We're safe.
You did it, Farina.
The prophecy was wrong.
Aw, you did it, Farina. Nah, that was sweet. I love that. Farina deserves everything. Farina deserves the whole world. I love my girl.
The Soul Renewed. The Spina di Rosula tax post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rosula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future.
Poisson!
Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it.
What the heck?
Skyship Winglet, lunar brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
Okay, Navia's always been a big shot since we knew her.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
Fucking Paimon.
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
I love that Risley just won't talk to Charlotte.
Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on, let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
I like that Charlotte just won't stop harassing Risley. Risley's like, please leave me alone. Go to Poisson. Okay. I guess we're gonna go harass Navia. Navia. Whee! Hi, Navia. Was that a member of the Fatui?
Navia!
Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too.
Kill him.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents
I still
are
don't
hard
trust
at
the
work as
Fatui.
well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Poor Navia.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats.
Okay, he sounds weird.
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Wild.
You're back too. How are things?
Where's Claren?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Claren?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Because you stabbed him?
Just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
She wasn't a god!
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about
How is it for
doing things
Navia's
my
sake?
You might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chlorand, at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Aw, that's cute. Why do we both have our eyes closed?
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute?
Well, you're the only one with your eyes open, so...
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Me and Navi had our eyes closed.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Cloran.
She's an ambitious little shit.
You really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
Aye, Captain. Alright, Fortress of Maripede's next. Although, I think my stamina is almost maxed out, isn't it? Yeah, I need to lower that a little bit. I need to go kill something. Well, speaking of Ridesley, I actually need more of these to get Ridesley. So I'm gonna go kill this real quick and make sure my stamina doesn't max out during these cutscenes. Also, there are some of these bugs down here I need for Ridesley, aren't there? Ridesley has been a pain in the ass to level up because he needs these stupid things. He has been a pain in the ass. Oh, I almost missed one. That was almost done with me. Let's kill this boss real quick. It won't take more than 2 seconds, and then we'll go see Ridesley.
Shower me with praise! Let the world collide! Time to clean up.
You spin me right around, baby, right around like a record, baby, right around, right around.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes first.
Fire! Well, with rocks. Hey there! Ha. Ooh. Watch out! The doctor will see you. Hey there! Hiya! Cha! Shower me with... Watch out!
Okay. That'll use up some of my stamina so I don't go over. There we go. That should give me plenty of time to finish the remaining cutscenes in this. So now we can go down to the Fortress of Maripede. And go see Ridesley. Where the fuck am I? I think this is the wrong teleporter. This one? I get so lost in the Fortress of Maripede. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay. Whee! Whee! Nailed it. Ridesley, I've come to talk to you about stuff and things.
Again, huh? There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
I'm not in the entrance.
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
The Duke dude threw these two under the bus.
To be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we
He
need.
threw them under the bus.
Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
That's so funny.
Would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Sir, please don't say things
That's
like that.
so funny.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on.
Genius
The
vibe.
boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend.
Wait, what myth? Is
So,
Noah real?
If I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple?
Will you two just bang about it?
2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before.
These two really just need to fuck about it.
Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
No.
Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse?
Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween. Over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Huh? Oh, sure. Do I have to smile?
You're always smiling. What do you mean?
How have things been at the fortress?
She's literally always smiling. What does she mean?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
He sounds like Squidward.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, just pity.
No, he's just using you as a shield.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
He's just using you as a shield. He very much just wants people to leave him the fuck alone, and I respect him for it. It's pretty funny. He's like, he's literally throwing them under the bus.
Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
That's hilarious.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
The Duke's so funny.
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties.
I love Wriothesley.
As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Nice.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
Why did I have to go with her?
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then.
Wriothesley, now that you let her in the door, she's never gonna leave.
Stop the docks.
Oh, okay. Wriothesley, now that you let her in, she's never leaving. Like, you fucked up. You let her in, and now she's never leaving. Like, you screwed up there, man. She's never gonna leave again. Oh, we're going all the way back to the beginning. Why are we going back towards Sumeru? I need to explore Sumeru's desert so much. Ignore how bad my map looks of how much of Sumeru I've not been to. Ignore that. I'll do it one day. I just wanted to do the Archon quests, okay? I just wanted to get caught up. I started Genshin late. I should have started playing Genshin years ago, so I'm behind. I just wanted to get myself caught up with at least the main story. Whee! I'm gonna fucking die. That fall does not feel as long when you're at the elevator route. Hi, guys.
I haven't seen them! They really are here! How did you know?
Well, this is where we met them.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
I have a
What sort of
teapot.
gadget is it?
I have a teapot. I'm good.
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Don't bully Fremine. Be a good big sister.
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
Be nice to your baby
That
brother.
sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
Lynette sure is working hard to help Fremine socialize.
Is she or is she bullying him mildly? I guess it could be
He was
both.
the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Aw, that's sweet. You guys are supposed to be siblings. Be nice to your baby
Yes,
brother.
I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
That's fine.
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over?
How did he get over there that
Miss
fast?
Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. So, how have things been, Traveler? Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
Yeah, where is she?
That's alright. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm gonna kill Neuvillette!
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it.
That dragon has some explaining to
It could have
do.
been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down.
No, fuck that.
Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
She did that without being told. She did that out of her own choice.
True, but this is a gnosis we're talking
I'm gonna kill Neuvillette.
seem a bit irresponsible.
I'm gonna kill Neuvillette.
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
I don't know why they want the Gnosis either, but it can't be anything good. Like, I don't trust them. It can't be good. I don't know why they want the Gnosises either, because the Gnosis doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know what the Gnosis is supposed to do, because it doesn't seem to work very well. A didn't even keep it. A gave it to her stupid pet fox. Like, most of the Archons don't seem to give a blessed fuck about the Gnosis, but they're supposed to be really important. But I don't trust the Fatui at all.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvillette knows about?
I'm gonna beat up the dragon.
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the Fortress of Meripede a while back.
I was just there.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? Paimon didn't think he'd have the time for that. But back to the topic. The Gnosis was given to the knave, right? What about Child?
I'm sure he's fine.
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Well, yeah, he fought a whale for like a year.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
I refuse.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
I don't trust you. I cannot trust the Fatui. You did a lot of fucked up shit. Since the beginning of the game, you tried to fuck with the Valen.
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Give me the Gnosis then.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
Give me the Gnosis.
That is our duty as Harbingers, yes.
Give me the Gnosis, no.
Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
I'm gonna beat. No, I vote we beat her up.
Switching my masks is something I've always done.
No, beat her up. Attack her right now, Traveler. Beat her up right now. Take Gnosis. Attack her. Stab.
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever?
Give me the Gnosis.
As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
No. Wait, Child told me to keep his note. Why am I giving it to her? Child told me to keep it. Child told me to keep it.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for me.
I don't trust her with his vision. Ah, whatever.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Yeah, I want to fight the Fatui too.
You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Do you not call her by name?
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie.
She threw her children under the bus.
I will.
She threw her own. Like, don't write about me, write about them. Bye.
Pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable. Farewell.
I
Farewell,
don't
Father.
trust you.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
But I have a teapot.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good day, you two.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see what Nivelette's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
I was just at the Fortress of Meripede. I went back to the Opera Epic class. Okay. Teleportation. Whee! Dun, 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 dun. You gotta think to level 19 today. Nice. Wait, it's telling me to go around. Oh, he's not actually in the Opera Epic class. Okay, I thought he was inside of it.
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there!
111 saw I got Navi's, that's fair. Why? Yeah, I got you. I'm glad you got Navi's weapon at least. Her weapon looks really cool. I really like Navi's weapon.
So, you really are here, Neuvillette. Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Why did you give her the Gnosis?
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Yeah, why'd you give the devil the Gnosis?
I'm glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and all. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved? The whole business is still quite the mystery to us.
You did Magic Dragon bullshit, right?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Fossilor see the Heavenly Principle use Farina unless performed to save Fontaine.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
I only saw Farina's part.
Fossilor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontainians from dissolving.
Magic Dragon
For
bullshit.
me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontainians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontainians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fossilor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
Except for, you know, all the ones that died.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Where is Farina?
I will tell you the truth as I know it. I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Fossilor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
So we'll never know why Child was
Fossilor
guilty.
had Fontainians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans. Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontainians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontainians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way, seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Farina has already left. What's that all about?
Yeah, where's my girl?
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Fossilor's words to her faithfully and completely, After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted.
Yeah, she's broken.
She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the opera house, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
I think it might be too late for that.
Then, what are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
Oh, yeah.
That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Why did you give the Gnosis away, Nouvellette?
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis.
I don't care.
Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations!
That seems kind of short-sighted,
You
man.
were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I
That
know
seems
it.
a little short-sighted. Like, if they have bad thoughts in mind, they could, like, come back and hurt Fontaine way worse than you fighting them now and keeping it. But whatever. I guess I'm not in charge of a nation. Maybe that's why.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Really?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there.
Ouch. Well, I guess they are
Unlike
pyro.
ancient dragons, such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity.
Are we gonna get dragon characters?
Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you.
Dude, do we get dragon characters?
The Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
The Captain.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Yeah, just giving him a title like the Captain does make you want to fight him.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Alright, bye, Nouvellette.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
Tell me the secrets, dragon.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you. In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Boy! Why'd you kick me out of the conversation? That's rude. As the game has a heart attack trying to load the cutscene.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, Nervalet?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
Nouvelette's cursed?
I do not know what you speak of.
Wait, Nouvelette's cursed?
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Oh, the Gnosis is a curse.
I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a Gnosis.
Wait, the Gnosis is a...
Well, that much
remains?
is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her Gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
So it's somebody's dead body.
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young. And I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
So the Gnosis are all curses?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
Interesting.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
When is next time?
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
That's hilarious. She's gonna make Child do it. She's gonna make it Child's problem? That's fucking hilarious. What the hell? So the Gnosises are all cursed and they're the remains of the Descender before me.
Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
So that means the Cereats is collecting curses.
The third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
Interesting. I wonder if they're trying to resurrect the third Descender. If they get like all the pieces together, could they resurrect the third Descender?
I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third Descender.
Interesting.
I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Don't turn me into a chess piece.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy. Comparing the Traveler to the dead third Descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck.
Don't turn me into chess pieces.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalors' efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
No.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
That's the thing that sucks. Focalor never even got to do anything. She literally sat in the Aura Trees for 500 years and then killed herself. She didn't get to do anything.
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Nouvellette, you're very poetic. Masquerade of the Guilty. Wild. Alright, bye, Nouvellette. That was wild. Wild, wild, wild. Well, I have streamed for 3 hours, but we finally completed the Fontaine Archon quest. I still have other Archon quests to do, though. I still have a lot. I have these other ones to do. I have a lot of other ones to do. But that at least gets us caught up to, like, the main quests, and I can get caught up on the rest of the stuff later. But, yeah, I have a shit ton of quests to get caught up on. But that's okay. At least we got that done. Mind you get the wish from it? Oh, yeah, I will. Yeah, I think I need to do one of the other Archon quests before I can get them, because they're, like, locked. I need to do this Perilous Trail, so I'll have to claim them all later. I have to do this one, because they're, like, locked. I have to do this one from the Chasm. So, that'll be another stream, but I think once I claim... I think once I do these two, I will have a shit ton of wishes. I mean, I don't really want anything right now, so I'm not mad about it. It'll force me to save my wishes, because I heard rumors that Yaimiko is coming. And as you know, Yaimiko is one of, like, 6 people that is on my list. Because, what was my list? My list, at the very top of my list was Ito. And then second place is Yaimiko. So, like, that'd make me very happy if I can get second place. And then I want Shenhe. And I want Jean, but there's no banner for Jean. I just have to make her stop hating me. Like, that's my list. So, like, if I can get Yaimiko, who's, like, second place on my list, I will be very happy. So I am hoarding shit right now, and I want Shenhe too, because Shenhe is very hot. I know that she's like a cryo support, and I don't use very many cryo characters, so she won't be incredibly useful, but like, look at how pretty she is. Look how pretty. Look how pretty she is. I want her. I don't care if she's a cryo support unit, and I don't use very many cryo characters. But I want Ito the most. I love this idiot. I love this dork. I want him bad. I think he's a dork. And I also want Miko, because I think she's hot. I think her and A are cute. And I like that she's a kitsune. There's a lot of things I like about Miko. I like that she's a smartass. Miko's probably like my second favorite character in the whole game. Oh, I love this animation. Murder. Like, I love it. She's a little shit. She makes me laugh. Like, every time Miko shows up, I know something good's gonna happen because everything she says is her being a smartass. So, like, I want Miko bad. So, I heard rumors that after the Cloud Retainer, like the Cloud Retainer banner, so like if those rumors are correct and Miko's coming like in a month or so, I can get Miko in like a month or so, and I definitely want her. So I'm saving my wishes. I'm gonna hoard my gems and wishes because I want I want Miko and her weapon. Kyra is a new character I want. Yeah, I kind of want her, but I'm looking at her ability. She, like, does a lot of plunging attacks, and I don't really like plunging attacks that much. It's the same reason why I like Xiao as a character, but I'm not going to summon Xiao, because the whole plunge attack thing is annoying to me in combat. So, like, I'm probably not going to get her, at least not this time. If Miko is coming right after her, I'm not going to get Cloud Retainer. I was thinking about getting her, but then I saw Miko might come after her, and it's like, she has no competition for Miko. I like Miko way better than her. So, yeah.
It's worse than not carrying one at all.
But the other Archon quests I have left to wait for future streams because I stream for 3 hours and I need lunch. I'm gonna go make lunch. So I'm going to stop there for now. I thank everyone for coming out and seeing this Masquerade of the Guilty. We will also be doing Farina's companion mission with the purple keys eventually. So, goodbye everyone. Thank you for coming out. I will see you guys next time. Bye, chat.